What's going on YouTube? It's your man Brian Rigbu, six-figure earner through creative real estate investing. And in this video, I'm gonna show you how to get more of your offers accepted when talking to sellers. So in this business, you're usually working directly with the seller, not through a realtor. It's you and the seller. So you're gonna need some skill sets. So sellers take your offers and work with you. So by the end of this video, and with a little bit of practice, you're gonna become a pro at talking to sellers and getting them to accept your offers. Oh, and a bonus tip. If you stick to the end, I got a bonus tip for you that's really gonna increase your percentage of getting sellers to sign on the dotted line. Let's get to it. So tip number one, build rapport. It's a saying in business that people do business with people they like, know, and trust. So normally these sellers don't know you from Adam, and when you first meet them, they're usually gonna have their guards up, and they're usually looking for red flags on why not to work with you or comfort signs to work with you. So how do you build rapport? Ask questions. People like to talk about themselves. So what do? Be quiet, ask questions, and let them, kind of spill it out. Let them tell you everything they want to tell you. If you, let's say you're meeting in the house, you see that they have a pet, you have a pet, bring that up. You see a family picture, ask about the picture. So build rapport is really just getting them to talk and you just listening. So don't talk too much, do more of listening. And it's really gonna benefit you later, because all the things that you gathered, almost like a report, you could use it when it comes down to negotiating. So that's tip number one. Tip number two, consult over negotiate. So you're trying to find a solution to their problem, and hopefully that solution is them accepting your low discounted cash offer. But it probably isn't. So you really want to consult. You're not there to try to beat them down on the price. That's not what you want to do. You want to be on their side to come up with a solution. And so one way you can do this with body language is when you're walking through the house, stand beside them instead of across from them. If you're sitting down at the table negotiating, sit beside them instead of across from them. So it feels like you guys are in it together, and you're not opposing them, and it makes them feel more comfortable. And whenever you can, use the word we as far as the deal and making it happen instead of I or you. So this is a small little tip, but it really works. So consult over negotiate. Tip number three, match body language and body energy. You ever heard of birds of a feather flock together? And it seems like people usually like people that are a lot like them. So when you meet a seller, if a seller is real kind of up to beat, they talk very quickly, try to speed it up. Be a little more upbeat, talk a little more quickly. If they talk really slow, they're really calm, you don't really want to go in there all just kind of like, really just energized. It might just kind of, turn them off or scare them away. So if they're kind of like leaning on something, maybe you lean on something. If they, just kind of mirror what they do. And this is almost like psychology, but it really works. So just match someone's energy and their body language. It makes them feel more comfortable. That's tip number three. All right, so these last two tips are really the meat and potatoes. This is really where you sum it all up. So tip number four is you want to walk them through their options, meaning telling is not selling. You don't want to sell them on why they should work with you. I don't know why people do it, but when you say it's blue, it says it's black. If you say it's a great day, they'll say, I've seen better days. What you want them to do is you want them to tell you that they should work with you. So how do you do this? How do you walk them through their options? So once you meet them, you get to the point where you're starting to, negotiate and things like that. Ask them, why haven't you just listed this property with a realtor? You should probably list it with the realtor. They'll probably say, I don't want to list it with the realtor. I don't want to pay 6%, or that takes too long, or a realtor's going to tell me to fix it up. All right. So that's one. So they said they don't want to do that. So that leads them closer to you. You didn't tell them that they should work with you. Number two, you could ask them, well, you ever thought about renting it out? Oh, I don't want to be a landlord. No, that's a headache, and they tear your stuff up. That's great. It's moving them closer to you. Notice that you didn't say they shouldn't work with the realtor or rent it out. You just are leading them through their options. Hey, why don't you just fix the property up? I'm sure it could sell quicker if you fix these things. I don't want to dump any more money into it. We don't have any more money to dump into this property. You see what you're doing? You're leading them through their options. Well, why don't you just keep the property? No, we really got to sell it. So, I mean, what are you planning? I was hoping to work with you. You get it? You're leading them through their options. So, and another thing that really kind of gauges their motivation, because if they say, maybe I should list it with the realtor. Well, that's their best option. And you really want them to do what's best for them. So if their best option is listing with the realtor, they should list it with the realtor. So walk them through their options. And the goal here is, by the end, them to really feel like you are their best option and they said it. All right. So that's tip number 4. All right. Out of all 5 tips, tip number 4 is actually my favorite. I always use that one. Always. Every single time. But tip number 5 works like gold. Y'all ready? So tip number 5, be the reluctant buyer. What does this mean? You don't want to try to sell them on why they should sell it to you. You want to kind of be like nonchalant about buying their house. See, in a negotiation, the person who cares the least usually have the control. You don't want to be a dog in heat like, I need this deal, I need this deal. So you really kind of want to be like, you know, it's great if I buy it and you accept my offer, and if you don't, that's cool too. Kind of like a guy that's like thirsty and he's chasing after this girl, like, and she's like, just chill, like you're doing too much, right? So it's kind of the same thing. I promise, when you do a takeaway, like, yeah, I don't know if this is gonna make any sense for me. It's funny how sellers just throw the property at you. Well, could you do at least 50,000, or what's the least that you could give, the most you can give me? They'll really just start discounting off when they see that, you know, you're probably not that interested. So use the takeaway, be a reluctant buyer. Don't be like you really need them to make a deal with you. Be like, hey, you know, it's cool if I buy the house, it is cool if I don't. Just kind of have that energy. It really works. So that's tip number 5. You ready for this bonus tip? So all of this is done and you're to the point where the seller has actually agreed to an offer. So what you got to do, you got to get it in writing, right? Bonus tip, do not use the word contract. It scares the shit out of people. I do not know why, but it just does. I kind of think that's why Cricket Wireless had a run back before everybody found out about their service. No contracts. People, you know, get excited about that. But you're getting it under contract, but you're not using the word contract. When people hear the word contract, that's when they, oh, I got to consult my attorney. I need to run it through the flagpole. My uncle, my cousin, everybody has to review this and I'll get back with you. You don't want that. You need to leave with the contract. So how do you make them feel more comfortable with signing it if you don't use the word contract? Just simple changing of the wording. You could say, hey, we can go ahead and verify this agreement, or if I can get you to verify this agreement, we could go ahead and get this rolling. So that's an easy way to do it. It makes a huge difference, but that's your bonus tip. I hope you guys found value in this short video. So if you guys found value in this short video, please like it, comment below, share it, subscribe, and see you guys in the next video.